Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning LaLa. And it's an absolute honor to welcome to the show Mckinley Horton. He is a media mogul, producer, author.
All praises to the
The
God.
Third Shift. What
Yes.
does that mean? The title of your book, a memoir.
Yeah, The Third Shift is about a lady by the name of LaShawna Spann that I met 15 years ago, and she told me her story, and I was so amazed about it. She was sexually raped at 9 years old, and she came from a small town in Reading, Pennsylvania, and it was such a dynamic that I wanted to talk about it because I think all of us have different things that we say about our lives, and this lady particularly had something to say, and I wanted to get it out because I think in the Afro-American community, sexual molestation and rape goes on without being really talked about a lot. And I think it needed to be talked about in the sense that there had to be the right eyes on it, given the opportunity to do something about it, and then also make it mainstream so people understand that this is a problem all across the communities in diversity ways of understanding how to be more perpendicular about the problem.
Wow. Well, thank you for sharing that, for being so determined to create art that really does change and impact the world. I mean, you yourself have been doing that for years.
Yeah, a little bit.
Tell us about your journey.
Well, basically, I come from North Philadelphia. You know, all my guys like Kevin Hart, Meek Mills, all of us come from the same neighborhood. Second of all, started doing music, playing music when I was 16, 17 for a group called Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. Then I wrote songs called Gotta Get You Home Tonight, wrote for Vanessa Williams, Dreamin', wrote with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. Then we went down south and ATL, got with these guys called Organized Noise. We created groups called Outkast, Goody Mob. And with a little kid in the background we call Meathead. He's now known as, you guys know, his Future.
Wow.
So, you know, the entertainment side of the business. But the movie side of the business is Peter Rich and Wayne Johnson, Peter Rich and Wayne Johnson who did the movie Southpaw. My partners James Shapiro and Sean Porter. We got a movie called Ghost Dancer about a guy who taught Fred Astaire, a black guy that was in the 1920s named Buddy Bradley. The story is so significant that we want to bring it to the film industry and bring it to the cinema. Not a Netflix movie. This is a theatrical movie. We're talking about Matthew McConaughey, Tom Hardy, Brie Larson, Elijah Kelly, and we're in process of 2019 of bringing that to the screen.
Incredible.
So today we're talking about transformation through the art of simplicity. It doesn't sound like you're not making it too simple, but there must be a mission that's keeping it simple for you through all these different projects.
My children. And my children will, I don't care if I'm in Bangladesh, Dad, what are you going to do about when you come home? I said, listen, I'm coming. I mean, you know, I go back to being the Philly kid that I am, you know, so with the white tee, you know, the simple things in life to me is knowing how God keeps us simple, knowing what we have to do in interacting with our spiritualness, you know, knowing how we do. Like I met this lovely lady, you know, we met, boom, boom, we're here, you know, so it's no other, or the great Aretha Franklin, you know, how simple she sang, you know, in such a great way of an American, you know, princess queen that she is. I mean, how can you get, you know, more if you just do it right the right way? It comes out simplistic.
You've achieved unprecedented success. I mean, you really have. I mean, just hearing all the people that you've worked with and that have worked with and for you, in addition to the faith piece, which I feel like is like just huge, right? That's why kind of when we do the show in one way or in one form or another. What would you say has attributed most to your success so far? Is there anything that you would attribute in addition to the faith piece?
I got hit in the chest with a .357 Magnum when I was 20 years old. And when I was laying up in intensive care for 4 weeks, I lost 7 liters of blood. And it was 4 of us in intensive care. And all I remember is that I could look over and see them. And I was the only one to come out of there. Okay. I had the priest reading the last rites on me. Father Solomon, I never forget, in Staten Island, New York. And it gave me a sense of understanding how long we really have here. You know what I mean? This is not a dress rehearsal. This is what we do. And if we don't take advantage of what God gave us to do, forget about it.
Amen to that.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Blessing does often come in the hard times. So that triumph is something that we teach in here a lot about. Our purpose is born out of those hard times. So what would you say for somebody who hasn't had a wake-up call like that? What would you tell them out there? But somebody who's desiring to have a great life like yours, what would you say?
I'm not going to do a 50 cents. They get the strap. I'm not going to get the strap.
If you do that, yeah.
No, yeah, right.
Yeah.
I think the most important thing about what someone's journey has to be is how to understand the path. If it comes from the hoods, if it comes from Beverly Hoods, if it comes from Stenton, if it comes from South, it's still the same thing. The leadership has to be better, in the way we simplify. It's simpler, make simplicity come together. I think you have to have love, and I think you have to have a deep-hearted belief that, something's always going to be better for you every day. I mean, I think that's the natural way to understand anything in love, love.
Where's that faith and love come from for you? Is it just something you were born with? Does it come from your family? Is it?
Well, there's two things. There's God-made and there's man-made. I think I was God-made. I'm not fornicating man-made gay.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah.
I come from the natural. I come from the muscle, for real. And by my father, who came from the muscle, taught me how to be, right to people. He was a sergeant in the war, and I came up with a master sergeant. So, it's like John McCain, a great man like that. How can you not be a great kid? But you're going to mess up. That's when you're going to mess up. But the simple things, it's like LaShawna's audiobook. It's like, how she stood the time and went through the first and second and got to her third shift of life where it blossomed. And I think all of us got those shifts. 1 minute we're riding a tricycle, next minute we're on a bicycle, next minute we're in a car. We're going to crash once in a while, you know what I mean? But when we do get there, we got to know what to do. We got to understand how to come back. And reinventing ourselves every day is the most important part of understanding simplicity.
So in this third shift, what's next for you, McKinley?
In the third shift, what's next for me? That's a good question. I guess to continue to help my children. I think I'm like you never stop helping your children. That's really where I'm at. Kingza, Julian, Olivia, Christian, Dominique, and my other two.
You got 7?
No, but I 2 by LaShawna.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So
What do you want your legacy to be? What do you want to be known for?
A kid from North Philly. Real simple. That's it.
Changing the world.
Yeah, and coming up to the Max's cheesesteak and put my picture up in Broad Erie, next to Kevin's.
Yeah.
And Meeks.
Is that?
Yeah, Kevin and Meek. We all come from the same neighborhood. So Teddy Pendergrass came from that neighborhood. Bill Cosby came from that neighborhood. Willie came from West Philly. No, serious, it's a difference. But incredible. Look at Philadelphia. We all in Los Angeles. You know what I mean? We're not New York, but we simplistic guys. You never know. You never know what God put in your life to do. You never know, and that's really the truth. You never know.
You never know. God put us in the same elevator. That is really how we met. It very
it's
well
a fact.
And this man came in the elevator, and you were such a light. He was so excited. Book signing had just happened at Barnes & Noble, and great things are happening for your film. And he was just celebrating life. You were so radiant, and I was just drawn to you. And we connected, and he shared with me about the third shift, and I said, we met for a reason. I sent him a text message, we connected. I was like, could you come on my show? I want to tell your story.
That is incredible.
That's divine.
Because that was incredible.
Kismet. Simplicity, serendipity, it's all going on right here. Thank you so much for sharing your little glimpse into your life. Looking forward to seeing all of your work. So,
Yeah.
we will be right back.